Hello, children. Let us continue the story from where we had stopped in the previous class. Page number 20, the very first line. Now, when the merchant arrived, the king questioned him, "What's your name?" "Such and such, your highness." "Were you at home when the dead man burgled your house?" "Yes, my lord." "He broke in and the wall was weak. It fell on him." The accused pleads guilty. "Your wall killed this man's brother. You have murdered a man. We have to punish you." Now, children, what happens here? As soon as the merchant appeared, the king asked his name. Then the king asked him whether he was at home when the dead man, the thief, was burgling his house. The merchant replied that he was at home only. The thief made a hole in the wall and entered his house, and when he was trying to go out, the wall fell down on him because it was weak. Then the king told the merchant that he was guilty. He did wrong. Due to his weak wall, the thief died, and now he would be punished. "Lord," said the helpless merchant, "I didn't pull up the wall. It's really the fault of the man who built the wall. He didn't build it right. You should punish him." "Who is that?" "My lord, this wall was built in my father's time. I know the man. He's an old man now. He lives nearby." So, children, you can understand the foolishness of the king here. Now, the merchant pleaded in front of the king, requesting that it was not his fault. The wall was weak because the person who made the wall did not construct it properly. Hence, the king should punish him. And further, he added that the wall was made during his father's time. The person who built it was very old. He knew him as he lived nearby. The king sent out messengers to bring in the bricklayer who had built the wall. They brought him tied hand and foot. "You there, did you build this man's wall in his father's time?" "Yes, my lord, I did." "What kind of a wall is this that you built? It has fallen on a poor man and killed him. You have murdered him. We have to punish you by death." So now, children, what happens? The king sends his soldier to call the bricklayer who built the wall. They tied his hands and feet and brought him in the king's palace. The king asked him that did he build the wall, and he replied, "Of course, yes." The king said that the man had built a weak wall. The wall fell on the poor thief's head and killed him. The bricklayer would be punished for this with death. Now, before the king could order the execution, the poor bricklayer pleaded. Pleaded means, children, requested. Begged. "Please listen to me before you give your orders. It's true I built this wall and it was no good, but that was because my mind was not on it. I remember very well a dancing girl who was going up and down that street all day with her anklets jingling, and I couldn't keep my eyes or on my mind on the wall I was building. You must get that dancing girl. I know where she lives." Everyone is passing on the blame to another person. When the king was about to pass an order to execute the bricklayer, he requested the king to listen to him. He agreed that he did not make the wall properly, but it was because of a girl who was roaming around in the street, and her anklets were making a jingling sound. Due to her anklets jingling sound, he was not able to concentrate on his work, and so built a weak wall. It was not his mistake, it was the fault of the girl. He added that he knew where this dancing girl lived, and she should be punished instead of him. "You are right. The case deepens. We must look into it. It is not easy to judge such complicated cases. Let's get that dancer wherever she is." The dancing girl, now an old woman, came trembling to the court. "Did you walk up and down that street many years ago while this poor man was building a wall? Did you see him?" "Yes, my lord, I remember it very well." "So you did walk up and down with your anklets jingling? You were young and you distracted him, so he built a bad wall." It was fallen. It was fallen on a poor bugler and killed him. You have killed an innocent man. You will have to be punished. The dancing girl had become an old woman and she was trembling as she entered the court. The king asked her that many years ago was she dancing and roaming around in the lane while the bricklayer was constructing the wall. Her movement distracted him. She confirmed him. He told her that as she was roaming around with her anklets jingling, it distracted the bricklayer. Due to this, he could not do his work properly. He built a bad wall which fell on the thief and he was killed. It was because of her that the thief died and she would be punished with death. She thought for a minute and said, "My lord, wait. I know now why I was walking up and down that street. I had given some gold to the goldsmith to make some jewelry for me. He was a lazy scoundrel and a dishonest person, it means. He made so many excuses, said he would give it now and he would give it then, and so on all day. He made me walk up and down to his house a dozen times." So children, what happens here? The dancing girl transfers the blame into another person. She said that she was roaming around in this lane again and again because she had to visit the goldsmith's shop. She had given some gold to him to make jewelry out of it. He was a dishonest person. He was making excuses for not making her ornaments in time. He kept on asking her to come after some time. Due to this, she had to go to his house at least a dozen times. So the dancing girl said that it was the fault of the goldsmith. That was when this bricklayer saw me. It's not my fault, my lord. It's the damn goldsmith's fault. Poor thing, she is absolutely right, thought the king, weighing the evidence. We have got the real at last. Get the goldsmith wherever he is hiding at once. Further, what happens, children? This dancing girl understands, grasps the foolishness of the king. So what she does here? This dancing girl says that when the bricklayer saw her and got distracted, it was the fault of the goldsmith. So she also puts the blame on the goldsmith. Now the king says that the poor dancing girl was totally right. He thought a lot and finally said that now they knew who the real culprit was, and he ordered to bring the goldsmith. The king's bailiffs searched for the goldsmith who was hiding in a corner of his shop. When he heard the accusation against him, he had his own story to tell. Now children, accusation is to blame someone, and bailiff, it is a law officer who makes sure that the decisions of a court are obeyed. So children, what happens here? The bailiffs in the king's court went in search of the goldsmith and brought him to the court. The goldsmith was hiding inside his shop as he feared being arrested. When he was brought in front of the king, he told his side of the story now. "My lord," he said, "I am a poor goldsmith. It's true. I made this dancer come many times to my door. I gave her excuses because I couldn't finish making her jewelry before I finished the rich merchant's orders. They had a wedding coming and they wouldn't wait. You know how impatient rich men are." So what happens, children, here? This man, the poor goldsmith, he said that the dancing girl was right. He made many excuses and made her visit his shop again and again. But it was not his fault. He had an order from a rich merchant and they had a wedding at their place and were in a hurry to get their order, and that is why the dancing girl's work was getting delayed. Who is this rich merchant who kept you from finishing this poor woman's jewelry, made her walk up and down, which distracted this bricklayer, which made a mess of his wall, which has now fallen on an innocent man and killed him? Can you name him? So, children, what happens now? He said that the dancing girl was right, gave many excuses, right? Then at the same time, the king asked the goldsmith to name the rich merchant because he had also passed, the ball to some other person. So here what happens? The goldsmith very cleverly puts the blame on the other person, and the king wants the name of that person. So for today we have done till here. In the next class, we shall continue from this page. Till then, children, have a good day. Thank you.